What are the strengths of most 3 to 6-year-old kids? Creativity and curiosity. They're programmed for it. It's in their DNA. They've evolved to have these things. It's creativity because it's how they learn, and curiosity, it's how they're bringing in everything around them. When a kid engages in their strengths at school or eventually at work, we know they have more initiative, more motivation. They develop this concentration that we talk about turning into flow. Csikszentmihalyi actually coined the term flow. Whenever you are engaging in an activity where the time passes quickly, you're invigorated, and you're totally absorbed with the process, this is flow. This is another word for it is engagement. Another word is absorption. To be in a state of flow, the skill level has to be high and the challenge level has to be high. The challenge level is supposed to be just above your skill level. Children are not mini adults. Children love being engaged. They love going into a state of flow. They're doing it all the time. They're often doing it by themselves. They found in Montessori schools significantly more states of flow amongst those kids. And that's why Montessori techniques are used everywhere. If your kid is writing and they write something backwards, but they're happy writing, that's not the moment to interrupt them. If they're reading something inaccurately, that's not the moment to interrupt them. There are going to be other moments when you can coach them. But if they're in a state of flow, let them be. They're doing it. Dancing, games, swimming, television, huge family flow moment, playing any kind of sport together. Television watching has very low flow. Games and sports, very high levels of flow. The only way your brain cells grow, really grow, is through physical exercise. That is the most powerful way to stimulate your brain to grow. And you can say that to your kids. Part of flow, it has to be voluntary. You want to give them some free time. You want to give them time to explore things on their own. Choice, too many choices, is overstimulating to us, but it's really overstimulating to them. They can't handle it. What can you do about choice? One of the first ideas is being a chooser, not a picker. If you're a chooser, if you say, even if you were going to a pumpkin patch, and you somehow say, I'm going to get the pumpkin with the longest stalk that I can find. If you can somehow make it a choosing event, you're much more likely to be successful. And whenever you can do this with your kids, it's worth it, where you create a code. We do this in cognitive behavioral therapy all the time, like a single phrase. And for our kids, it's the Gallop and Gimmes. So when we go into the store, we're trying to be the best chooser we can be. We're trying to go in and know what we're going to get. You can go into the store and say, we're not getting anything. We're going to the supermarket and I have to pick something up. But before I go into the store, just so you guys know, we're not getting anything else except for these 5 things on my list. That's a chooser. You get to model being a chooser with your kids. Kids do a lot of anchoring. They got $10 from the Tooth Fairy. They have an Xbox. They watch 2 hours of TV. Generally, good enough is almost always good enough. Trying to show your kids when you're shopping that good enough is good enough. You don't need the best. How do you help your kids develop a relationship with money? 5 to 8 years old, you're introducing coins and dollars, helping them understand how to compare them. You can talk about what something is valued and what something is worth. And you can talk about the difference between wants and needs. That's a really important concept for kids, wants and needs. And you can just break it down into those 2 columns. That's a want. That's a need. The idea is 3 piggy banks, 1 for saving, 1 for giving, 1 for spending. The big idea with allowance is you want to give just enough so they can just about get what they want, that they can't get everything. You want them from the earliest of ages to have to make a decision. You're going to change something. You're going to model something for your kid. That is the best way. That is the most effective way to teach something to your kids, to engage them. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to engage your kids. You're going to engage their strengths. You're going to teach them how to make good choices so they're using their strengths. You're going to teach them just to make good choices. If you could take one thing from the talk and exercise it in the next week, maybe you're going to start an allowance for your kids. Maybe you're going to have the 3 piggy banks. Maybe you're going to adjust something with the TV. If you can take one thing, do it. And tell us how you did. Thanks so much. Thank you.